देख तू कंट्रोलटा करू डॉक्टर बोला सर ठीक है कौन सर सब बोले
ना
स्क्रीन
बुलिया नहीं बोला
अच्छा
खाली गोटे रास्ता
ठीक है और बजेबुनी
We are highly excited to inaugurate the 5 days program International Workshop on Recent Trends in Mathematics and Computing 2023. Now, let's have a brief preview of the event. It is an international workshop spanning over the duration of 5 days, that is from 18th of August to 22nd of August 2023, providing exciting and productive sessions to the participants. It is a perfect interactive session for inquisitive brains as they would be able to solve their queries in the session through one-on-one question and answer sessions with eminent speakers over international networks.
Moving on, we are highly privileged to have among us our dignitaries, guest of honor, highly respected and honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Bansita Maji sir, Dean of School of Basic Science Professor in charge Jayadayana sir, Dean School of Computer Science Professor Prakash Kumar Bhota sir, Dean Faculty and Planning Professor Ramakant Panipani sir, Honorable Chief Guest Director Triple IT Design and Manufacturing Jabalpur Professor Aparajita Ojha ma'am and our guest of honor Professor Pankaj Shah from NIT Rourkela. Convener of the workshop Professor Dr. Mahendra Kumar Jaina sir and co-convener Mr. Gyanaranjan Siyal sir and Dr. Santosh Kumar Maji sir. We are very delighted that you join us on this amazing day to make it more memorable and add to the success of this workshop.
Now, I would like to welcome Honorable Vice Chancellor of BSSUT Bulla, Professor Vansidhar Maji, sir.
We are comfortable here, we will go there and madam will be speaking directly. As question is madam's, na?
Yes, sir.
Madam will also address.
Yes, sir.
So we will be listening here. We will be here. We will start with the.
So we'll have an opening speech. All of the investors are.
We'll go there and there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
Madam Professor, good evening and good afternoon, brother. Hello.
Very good evening, Professor. Very nice to meet you.
After meeting long time, meeting after a long time.
Very
Yeah.
long time. I cannot see you, but when you are not visible, sir.
So thank you very much for joining. This has been a great encouragement for the people. Respect when I have seen your face. It was a really great weather surprise for me.
Thank you so very much. And
How is our utility Indian facilities are moving?
they are doing very good.
So now you have again certain responsibility.
Pardon?
Now you have again certain responsibility of Canadian.
No, no, I am working, enjoying my time as reading, studying, and taking lectures. So I am right now of the administration, so that's all I have time. And how is everything there?
Yeah,
I'm told that you're doing great there.
almost 2 years over.
2 years old. Very nice. Yeah, and but I cannot see you, Professor. I was just reading.
Yeah, I was trying.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I visible now? Madam, visible now? Yeah, ma'am. Are you audible now? Madam, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry. So I can now see you, I can hear you. It's such a pleasant thing. After a long, long time, we are meeting at least virtually. It's a great honor and pleasure being here. And I'm told that you are doing great there. University is prospering, so that's something which is not expected as we saw you working in Kanchipuram. So the same vigor. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Now, as we all have said, we would like to request the volunteers to give a token of gratitude to our respected dignitaries.
Nothing is ever perfect without the blessings from the divine abode. So we would like to call all the dignitaries to light the holy lamp and inaugurate the perfect happening of the eve and inaugurate the workshop.
दीपं ज्योति परम ब्रह्म दीपं ज्योति जनार्दनम दीपो हरतु मे पापम संध्या दीपं नमोस्तुते
Now we would like to call Dr. Mahendra Kumar Jaina sir to give a brief about the workshop. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all present here. Welcome to the International Workshop on the Recent Trends in Mathematics and Computing, Iwrtmc 2023, which is organized by Mathematics Department of School of Humanities and Basic Science with collaboration of CSE and IT Department of School of Computer Science. On this occasion, it is a truly a privilege for me to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir. He is a visionary leader and the workshop is organized along the line of his Vision 2030. I am also privileged to welcome our Chief Guest and Chief Speaker of the occasion, Professor Aparajita Ocha, Professor in Computer Science and Engineering of the prestigious IIT DM Jabalpur. She has more than 36 years of teaching and research experience. She has also served as the director of IIT DM Jabalpur for 6 years. She is an expert in artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain technology, etc. I am Also privileged to welcome our registers. My heartiest welcome to our Dean Faculty Planning for his support in all aspects of the workshop. We are grateful to welcome Professor Prakash Kumar Hotta, Dean, School of Computer Science, and Professor Jayadev Rana, Dean, School of Chemical and Bioscience. Who is in charge of Dean of School of Humanities and Basic Science today. Special welcome to Pradeep Kumar Sahu, HOD IT, and Dr. Subhasin Panirai, HOD CSE, for their help and support, which makes the collaboration successful for the workshop. I request them to encourage their faculty members to attend the whole session of the workshop. With them, the workshop may not be feasible. They work very hard to give their best for the workshop. Their main co-conveners, Dr. Gyanam Joshia and Dr. Santosh Maji, student volunteers from Computer Science and Engineering and Mathematics Department, and also from IT departments. I welcome all of them to the workshop. They are very essential part of the workshop. The speakers. We have Professor Console Conti from the University of Florence, Italy, and Professor Binhan of University of Alberta, Canada, online mode. Professor Pankaj Saab from NIT Rourkela, who is here with us. Professor Sivaram Panure sir from NIT Rourkela. Professor Pikyauda Saab of VSSUT. Professor Gyananjan Vishwal sir of VSSUT. Professor Siddharth Palla sir of VSSUT. Professor Parasar Mahanti of IIT Kanpur. Professor Vishwaranjan Behra of ISI Calcutta. Professor Ekavit Chand of IIT Madras will also speak on this occasion. I welcome all of them. There, another pillar of the workshop, the participants. We have nearly 125 participants across the country. My heartiest welcome to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insight on this topic. Now we would like to call the Dean School of Basic Science, Professor in charge, Jayadev Rana, sir, to speak a few words on this spectacular day. Sir, please.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Licensee, Sir, Professor Kamsudha Manji, and most esteemed Dean Faculty in Planning, Professor Ramakant Panirai sir, and Dean School of Computer Science, Professor Pikyauda, and esteemed speaker, Professor Mahanti, and esteemed chief guest, Professor Aparajita Ojha, esteemed professors of VSSUT, participants and volunteers, student volunteers and other students. It is a pleasure on my part to say a few words on this occasion. Today, the Department of Mathematics, in collaboration with Department of IT and Computer Science, going to organize an international workshop on recent trends in mathematics and computing. It is a 5-day workshop, and definitely it will help for the growth of this knowledge in the field of mathematics related to application in engineering. Nowadays, mathematics is a basic pillar which is very much essential for an engineer, where many applications of mathematics is required. Now, this 5-day program will definitely be helpful for all of you to gain deeper knowledge in the field of application of this mathematics and computing. And it will be a great contribution to the society if every participant will attend for this 5 days program because the reputed speakers from inside India and outside India also they are giving their valuable time to share their knowledge in this field. So I request all the participants to kindly attend this program, and with these few words, I wish this program, 5-day program, will be a great success and it will help for the young engineers, young faculty members, and also old faculty members also to learn many things in this field. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your amazing words. Now we would like to call the Dean of School of Computer Science, Professor Prakash Kumar Gota, sir, to speak a few words on this spectacular day. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all of you, esteemed chief guest, Madam Iwrtmc, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Deans, all the dais, all the faculty members, and the dear participants. First of all, I am very happy to know that within a very short span, a short notice, the coordinator from Mathematics Department was arranged, you could able to arrange this kind of course. Second happiness is that, as our Vice Chancellor said, more professional practice has to be done with collaboration. It is a collaborative test. So collaboration, in my opinion, should not be limited to only arranging the seminar, conference and workshop. It should come in the research field also. So, which is lacking, I have seen, but internal collaboration, at least within the institute, it must happen. Second thing, for me, another good thing is that the topic is mathematics and computing. Today, the whole of the world and the industry, they want something new, particularly the contribution from the computer science. And as you know, almost all the computer applications when you are talking about, when you are thinking of, mathematics is behind that. That's why the name of the course is justified. So mathematics and the computing. And AICT, for your information, AICT is planning that when we are teaching in the first or second semester basic engineering courses, we teach electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, civil, computer programming, something. But now they are planning, it is coming from the Nitya concept, that in the, almost all the students, when they are entering to the first year, they must have a course called Mathematics for AI. Because in India, when you are talking about India should be number one in technology, obviously we have to use more and more artificial intelligence, which is nothing but machine learning, and in the school level also, the NCERT also is putting that. Whether he is a Hindi teacher or a Oriental language teacher, he has to know machine learning. He has to do some course on artificial intelligence. And for me, we are unable to, we are putting the course like machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. But whether we are adequately giving the input, the necessary mathematics for that or not. For example, a machine learning program I have to develop, whether I am competent enough, whether all the necessary ingredients are with me so that I can put a very good program. So that's where probably we are lacking. So basic mathematics which are needed, that we are teaching. But for the AI and ML, what is required? Turing, where linear algebra we are teaching, then the multivariate calculus we are teaching, then we are teaching the statistics, probability, discrete mathematics also we are teaching in some of the things, then optimization and algorithm. All those terms, whatever I have taught, they are coming from mathematics. Those ingredients in appropriate portion at adequate level have been incorporated or not. When we are taking that, when we are confirming this situation, then only we can think that my students or our students will be competent enough to go for the machine learning programs and other things. And it will be helpful for academics. Then when they will be going to the professional front, so they will be definitely performing well. Today's world, we are talking about internet-based application. I am not going into details, But how many of you know that in November 2022, some new thing has come from the OpenAI system, that is the ChatGPT. ChatGPT, as you know, already it was there, like Apple Siri. Have you heard of that? Then Alexa, it is a natural language processing tool. Do you know? To increase all those things, 10 years of research has gone. To do that, natural language processing, somebody will speak in Malayalam, somebody will speak in French. How the machine will understand that? So for that, the modeling part, we are talking about something that is very difficult, which is known as mixed mode modeling. Different kind of, that means in the same stream, we are having normal text, sound we are having, then imaging data, this multimodal modeling, whether at least to the computer science student, they are doing it. But today's demand is like that. The industry where will be working, they want that. Recently, ICT has given he has doing some program. Two of our faculty I have nominated. They will be doing the course on metaverse. So many of people you may not know, metaverse is a new thing which is revolutionize India. In the industrial sector, in the entertainment, in the research, everywhere, where is not. So that metaverse in India, what one company is trying to initial research, that is metaverse means what? It is again the application of, already you might be knowing, it is a creation of 3D-enabled digital space, which based on, which worked on so many technology, like augmented reality, virtual reality, and machine learning, and reinforcement learning. Why am I talking about this? Because our future, at least computer science, electrical science, electronic science in India, we are putting these things into their course of job. If we are not putting right now, then in future, what more you can expect from them? So that's why this is the right platform to talk. What is the importance of the machine learning? And I'm sure all our esteemed speakers from different parts of the world will be delivering. In fact, I have also got one chance to speak, to interact with the audience. I hope this 5 days course will be definitely fruitful. I congratulate all the organizers, the heads, and the teams, all the teams present here, because they have encouraged. And finally, I am thankful to my honorable Vice Chancellor, because he has every day is speaking, you do this thing, at least to me I am talking about. You have to become others. So we have to think something, before leaving this institute, you should do something for your student, for the betterment of the institute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such inspiring words. The necessity of artificial intelligence and machine learning is indeed very necessary nowadays. Well, now we would like to call the Dean of Faculty and Planning, Professor Ramakanta Panigrahi, sir, to speak a few words on this remarkable day. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all. Honorable Vice Chancellor, today's chief guest, Madam Professor Oja, Deans of different schools, my faculty colleagues, students. I first congratulate to both the schools for our first time in BSSUT, two schools have combined together to organize one blended mode workshop, international workshop, first time in this university. And the topic they have chosen mathematics and computing, which is the need of the hour. And for coming decades, you take it granted, this has a huge potential in the market, in the risk analysis, maybe the financial sector or stock market, you find the application is very huge. Students who will be competent on these topics can have anything in their life ahead. And for example, you are using this, might have seen your mobiles like Dream 11, different games being played by the students or also the public in the mobile apps. They have the basics behind this mathematics and computing. And unless you are very strong in mathematical backgrounds with computer application, you cannot write the code properly for a large app developments. So I hope at the end of this Friday, I expect and hope that both the schools will come together with the planning and a set of a course, maybe MSc in MSc or MTech in mathematics in the near future to be offered by the University BSSUT. Thank you all. I hope it will be great grand success for this also. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir, for such amazing words. Now we would like to call the chief guest of this event, Professor Aparajita Ojha ma'am, to throw some light on this extravagant day. Ma'am, please.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Manji, Dr. Iwrtmc Jaina, whom I know for a long time now, when he was a student, we had an interaction. All the honorable members, deans of various faculty and various units, faculty members of the university, and my dear students. It is really a wonderful initiative that the organizers of this program have thought about, because combining mathematics, CS and IT, and then inviting great people like Bin Han is something which is a remarkable planning and achievement. I must say that if Professor Bin Han has said yes, your workshop is going to be really very successful. And I could also know that people from India, various distinguished speakers from India are also taking part. I'm sure, my dear students, that you're going to be benefited a lot from this. I know Professor Maji for a long time because he has done great job in building our brother institute, IIT in Kanchipura, where he brought so many changes that actually reflected the achievements of IIT in Kanchipura. So I must say that under his leadership, these programs, programs like workshops, research collaboration are going to be very beneficial and we are going to gain a lot. I extend my fullest support to whatever courses you wish to learn, my dear students. Dr. Iwrtmc Jaina, you are always welcome to contact me. Either I will definitely be helping you or I can arrange faculty membership online and offline. With these words, I once again thank you sincerely, and I hope that this workshop is going to be a great success. Thank you so very much. So it's raining so much I can't hear you, but I hope that other people can hear me.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your amazing works. Now we would like to call the Honorable Vice Chancellor VSSUT, Professor Bansidhar Maji sir, to have a word for all of us on this amazing day.
Good evening to all of you, esteemed chief guest of this particular event, Madam Ojha, Dean's School of Electrical Sciences, Professor Gupta, my own student, Professor Pankaj, from IIT Rourkela. Very hearty welcome to VSSUT Burla. Esteemed colleagues and my dear students. In fact, as Professor Hota was mentioning number 1, 2, 3, 4, his happiness. In fact, I am also delighted to see that we are starting the session, academic year 2023-24, and such a wonderful workshop has been organized by the organizers. and it is combining not only the three streams of School of Electrical Sciences as well as the mathematics, in particular from the School of Humanities and Basic Sciences. But it is not only open to them, it is also open to everybody. As Sir was pointing out, mathematics and computing has become an essential component for every sphere of engineering, even humanities, and you talk about starting from history to cognitive science everywhere. And secondly, I am very much delighted because I was working with Professor Ojha, Madam, in Iwrtmc Kanchipuram when I was the director. Madam was in still in IITM Jabalpur. We have worked together, and I've in fact taken. She was prior to me. She was the director of IITM Jabalpur. So some kind I was taking his advices for different activities, and I'm delighted to see her after a long time to joining at BSS. Third, happiness comes in again. Professor Pankaj, to whom you are seeing, he is my past Masters by Research student in NIT Rourkela and past PhD scholar in NIT Rourkela, my first PhD student at NIT Rourkela. And I'm very happy by seeing his growth. He has become a professor in computer science and engineering at NIT Rourkela. So, and students are also, I'm seeing the number is very nice, very good. So such kind of workshop, in fact, the initiative that you have taken, I look forward similar workshop being organized across the schools in collaboration with different schools and making it as a part of not only the nationally available experts but also internationally available experts. This will help not only collaborations among the schools at the SSUT Burla, this will also extend the boundaries other institutions in India as well as abroad. And I was seeing that, like, let me not speak, my student will speak on this computer vision and other things which we have worked, and also machine learning, AI, and which is my area of specialization. Professor Gota has already pointed out. Mathematics has become a basic ingredient of data science today. You talk about security, you talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, you talk about deep learning, you talk about whatever. So mathematics has become, whether when we talk about PCA, ICA, all associated with mathematics, regressions, support vector machine, it's nothing but mathematics only. So unless we are understanding this basic underlying mathematics, research and utilization of the tools, which tools does what, it will be very difficult when we are applying either in any of the applications, whether you take surveillance, whether you take biometrics, whether you talk about any kind, like healthcare or whatever issues. So it is really a good thing both for the students and faculty. I look forward in subsequent workshops. I was seeing three of my colleagues, professors here, are giving lectures here. I look for young faculties. I don't distinguish between young and old, whether I say young and experienced. So the young faculty should also come forward to deliver a few of their works so that also goes to the students. And I say that you even put forth some of the topics which you have done and where you are facing difficulty. You will see that there will be 1,000 ideas you will be accumulating from the students, from the experts, from your own faculty colleagues. And this is a platform where actually we are exchanging ideas, exchanging thoughts, exchanging our own research areas. So I strongly advocate all the students that you participate in this workshop wholeheartedly, and you will see that at the end of the day, you are academically up at least by 10% or 15%. And similar workshop, if it continues, the students should take advantage of this. We have got a wonderful hall here, and and all of you, all faculty should come forward to attend this kind of workshop. With this note, I wish this workshop, of course, my things will be incomplete unless I extend my thanks to all the organizers, those who have done, putting the effort to bring it into the place. I wish this workshop to be academically fruitful and exchange of ideas among the experts and the participants will definitely make this workshop more vibrant and fruitful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your amazing words. Your words carried a great meaning. We would all be definitely benefited by this workshop. Now we would like to call the co-convener of today's event, Professor Gyanaranjan Siyal sir, to give the vote of thanks. Sir, please.
Good afternoon, one and all present over here. I would like to take this opportunity to convey my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for making this event a huge success. It has been an absolute pleasure to be here and to have witnessed such an incredible gathering. First and foremost, I would like to thank our distinguished dignitaries who have enlightened us with their insights, knowledge, and expertise by joining us for this event by taking out time from their busy schedule. Furthermore, I would like to extend my gratitude to the organizing committee who has worked tirelessly behind the scene to ensure that every detail has taken care of. Their dedication and hard work have truly paid off, and we have all been able to enjoy a seamless and memorable experience. Last but not the least, I would like to thank every one of you for taking the time to be here today. Your presence and participation have added value to this event, and we hope that you have found it to be informative, engaging, and enjoyable. Once again, thank you all for your contribution and support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we would like to call upon the Dean School of Basic Science, Professor Jayadev Rana sir, to present the memento to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr.
So there was a short interval for refreshments, a 15-minute interval. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to begin our amazing session of Iwrtmc 2023. Allow me to welcome the Director of Triple IT Designing and Manufacturing Jabalpur, our Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Oprajita Ojha ma'am, a legend in computer science and engineering. She has a PhD in mathematical sciences after an amazing 38-year journey. Her road from lecturer to professor is adorned with renowned honors and gold medals. Professor Ojha's vital roles at PDPM Triple ITDM Jabalpur further highlight her dedication, thereby enriching her career. Her expertise on deep learning, steganography, digital watermarking, and blockchain technology are a burning source of information. She will now be joining us. Ma'am, please.
You want me to continue? Okay. Thank you. May I request you to please pin me so that the screen becomes large. Can you please pin me so that the screen becomes large and people are able to see?
whosoever is doing it. If you're done, please tell me. What are you saying? Okay, thank you. So now I hope you can see my slides. I have. Can you see my slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what I'll do is that I will put it full screen. Yeah. All right. First of all, once again, I take this opportunity to thank the organizers and the Vice Chancellor for giving me this opportunity of talking about my experiences in the last couple of years, several years maybe. So I thought of talking to the students on trends of artificial intelligence. So if I look at artificial intelligence today, my dear students, when you navigate using Google Map, or when you use Alexa, Siri or Google Assistant, or when you unlock your phone by your face or fingerprint, or even when you use a speech-to-text conversion app, we're basically using AI. AI is working behind the scene. And the recent revolution, ChatGPT, it's basically a language model, large language model, developed by OpenAI. And what is very interesting about this model is that this generates human-like text-based responses and conversation, and it is trained on a large corpus of data that is generated throughout by various people on the globe. And what is very interesting about this, that apart from working as a virtual assistant, it can also be used for content generation, which people are using now, and many more applications, including if you want to learn programming language, it can also help you generate the programming language codes. So, what is artificial intelligence? If we want to know what exactly is AI, let us hear from some people who were founders of this discipline. John McCarthy, one of the founders of the discipline, stated in 2004 that it is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs, and it is related to similar tasks of using computers to understand human intelligence. The idea was to understand human intelligence. But remember that he said at that time in 2004, that AI does not have to confine itself to methods that are biologically observable. That means he thought of something which is beyond biologically observable things which are there as a part of human intelligence. And in these 19 years, you can see that many things have been achieved and many more milestones to be achieved by the researchers in artificial intelligence. So, when artificial intelligence, this word was coined, there were a lot of expectations from the research community working on artificial intelligence. It was expected that your AI program will be able to reason about things, it should be able to solve problems, play games, use strategies and make decisions under uncertainty, because our life is, we work under very uncertain conditions. It should be able to represent knowledge, like humans have a wonderful method of representing knowledge. Like, if I give you a picture, you will be able to immediately say that this is a human object, this is a dog object, because your mind is able to represent that
data, that is knowledge, in terms of something which we call generally features, salient features of different objects. It should be able to plan like humans plan. It should be able to learn right from the very beginning. The child, every child learns to know the world, act accordingly, and it learns many things to gain efficiency in its work tasks. So learn and understand and communicate in natural language. These were the expectations from AI, and apart from that, there are so many other skills that humans have, and how to integrate these skills to achieve a goal. That was the idea. Well, so if I look at the AI evolution, then students in one of the old, I'm talking about modern AI, although AI exists since the ancient time, but modern AI started with basically in late 19th century, when the perceptron model was being thought about, how neurons work in the brain. And then 1940, Warren Mukler and Walter Pitts were the two people who came with two input perceptron. What does that mean? I have two inputs, which is going to a neuron, and how neuron reacts to those two inputs. Then Alan Turing came out with another very interesting idea of Turing test. He said that if a machine passes this test, that means machine's intelligence is the same as the human intelligence. Then author Samuel came out with a checkers program, which was basically one of the very first method of creating a self-learning mechanism. You must have also heard about the logical theories. The idea was to, how do we prove theorems? So out of a set of 52 theorems, their program was able to prove 38 theorems. And then, so this based on, say, predicate logic and all those related areas, people then thought, why not let us think about solving the problem by looking at the graph structure of a problem, right? Like decision trees, there are many things which are there. So general problem solver was based on how to decompose a problem or model a problem in terms of a graph and how decisions can be made. Frank Rosenblatt in 1958 came out with a probabilistic perceptron model, and this perceptron model he could actually show through an equipment. It was realized through a circuit that how neurons react in a probabilistic fashion. Now, so then came in 1956 also, the term AI was emerged during this Dartmouth conference, and a lot of different developments have taken place over the years, as you can see, but I would like to talk about two important developments. One is this one, which is He came out with ResNet. ResNet is a neural network which was able to defeat human intelligence in terms of recognizing the object. So an average human made an error of 5% in recognizing objects from a large database of images, but this his ResNet 152 with 152 layers was able to perform the same task with 3% of errors, top errors. And then June 2020, ChatGPT has come, all of you are aware of that. So basically, what I intend to say is that there's a lot of development that has taken place in the last 70, 80 years. And
Still, people have a lot of expectations from AI community, AI research community, and based on the capability and functionalities, two different types, in two different ways, types of AIs have been classified. So based on capabilities, narrow AI, general AI, and super AI, and based on functionalities, reactive machines, limited memory, theory of mind, self-awareness. So what is this? So let's talk about based on capabilities. Basically, artificial narrow intelligence or weak AI is trained and focused to perform very specific tasks. This could be like weather prediction, fraud detection, stock market prediction, classification of images, COVID-19 or not COVID-19 of X-rays, something of that sort, right? Video caption generation. So ChatGPT is an example of a narrow AI. And similarly, if you talk about Google Translate is another example which is improving day by day. So these are examples of narrow AI. So presently, all the tasks that are done by AI, you can put them in narrow AI. So what is general AI? So artificial general intelligence, my dear friends, is also known as a strong AI, but it has not yet achieved. So students, you have a lot of opportunities, you have bright brains. I suggest you delve into these areas. You could be one of the top notchers in this field. So what is the hypothesis of a strong AI? An AI system can think, can have a mind and consciousness. That is very important. Consciousness. So as per IBM, in a page of IBM, you can see that the machine would have an intelligence equal to humans. It would have a self-aware consciousness that has ability to solve problems, learn and plan for future. And then comes super AI. What is super AI? You must have seen some science fictions where people are embedded, the objects are embedded with superhuman, super intelligence. So these are intelligence that AI surpasses. Super AI, we expect, will surpass human intelligence and can perform any task better than a human. So, based on functionalities, if I talk about reactive machines. So, if you see the IBM Deep Blue that defeated chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov long back in 1990s, was a machine of that type that did not use past experience or memories, whereas humans use past experience and memories to determine future actions, right? So if something is hot, a child will once touch it, will never touch it again. The tea cup, it will never touch again once it touches once. So this is past experience and memories, right? So Deep Blue does not use its prior experience to improve with practice, whereas the current problems which are solved by making use of the current AI algorithms, most of the modern AI is actually limited memory AI. They use memory to improve over time by being trained with new data. So you have learned, suppose in our childhood we learn two languages, say our mother tongue and English. Then as we grow, we learn more on mathematics, science, and many things. So we basically incrementally learn. We have a continuous learning mechanism, right? So similarly, the idea of the current AI is how humans learn in an incremental way. So there are some limited memory algorithms which are there. Theory of mind, on the other hand, is an advanced type of AI presently only at a conceptual level about AI that can emulate human mind and has human-like decision-making capabilities. What is very important is emotional intelligence. The moment you see your friend's face is dull, you will immediately recognize, understand, realize there's some problem with, with your friend without him telling or expressing through his expressions, right? That happens. So that is the idea of theory of mind, and then comes self-aware AI, which will be just far beyond the theory of mind. Machine that is aware of its own existence, has the emotional capabilities of human, and also possesses the intellectual capabilities. That is good. This is how we are perceiving that in future AI will be developed, new algorithms, new models will be developed that will do this. So my dear friends, how AI has witnessed its growth. If I see AI, the original AI was based on, say, knowledge bases, predicate calculus, then heuristic search. Then came the concept of machine learning, where humans learn automatically through experience and observations. The same idea was used to define algorithms which are now known as machine learning algorithms. Then, from machine learning algorithms, people thought in 1990s, it was found that machine learning algorithms are not doing good enough, that they're not efficient enough to mimic the human intelligence in terms of vision, in terms of translation, in terms of language learning. So then came the idea of representation learning, where autoencoders, which are neural networks with very few, small number of layers, the representation learning, like how humans represent the world in their mind, how how their brains organize the data and accordingly act. That was the idea, representation learning. Some of the speakers in the later session will tell you what exactly is this. And then came the idea of deep learning. My dear friends, the current growth is because deep learning, the concept of deep learning has evolved. So what is deep learning? In very simple term, deep learning, think of a neural network which is having several layers and number of layers, a deep number of, like it's a deep network, like brain is having a very deep network of neurons. Think about that and how we can train that deep neural network. That is also important. So not only the network, but how to train efficiently the neural network so that it learns and it becomes a powerful AI machine. So if I look at the traditional machine learning and deep learning, the difference is that traditional machine learning algorithm requires that you separately extract features from the data. What are the salient features? What are its characteristics of the data? And when you feed it to the machine learning algorithm, which in its turn will do the job, any task. So here the task is that given an input image, the task is whether the image contains a car or not a car. So that is what is done by machine learning. Against, like here we require feature extraction separately, whereas a deep learning algorithm or deep learning network, a deep neural network, what does it do? Given the input, it automatically learns the representation and extracts feature of the data and does the task. Here the task is of classification, my dear students. So I am going quick, please pardon me because as I was told that there is a small window in which I have to speak. So deep learning models are generally how they are realized, deep learning methods, how mind learns human intelligence is achieved. So there are generally what happens that you have input. Input is what? Your sensors. These can be eye sensors, ear sensors, touch sensor, any kind of sensing machine that we have, sensing tools that we have in real. हम जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं इंद्रिय. So those sensing is then perceived by, so those sensing is taken, through that sensing the data is received by the neurons. Neurons will keep on processing the data and forwarding the data to the second layer of neuron, and finally the output layer will be the layer that will be either absorbing the knowledge, or if it is an action that is required, then we'll take action. For example, if something is falling, automatically we will quickly take action to stop it, right? So that is an action. So output layer is basically the neurons that will be responsible for taking action. Alright. So this is a very general universal networks for all types of data and problems that have been used extensively by machine learning, by AI research community, and then comes convolutional neural network. Basically, these are for spatial data types. Why? Because if suppose there is an image or a video, let us talk about an image. Image is having a different characteristics than the normal data, numerical data. Because image in this, the neighborhood of a point in the image plays a very important role. Accordingly, convolutional neural network take the input from there, from locally, from each pixel, from each point, they extract local information. And through local information, they build the representation of the data and then do classification. For example, in this classification task, it's a simple classification whether these leaves are indicating that there is a disease in the plant or not, right? So this is something very simple. Now, for sequential or temporal data type, we have a different types of neural network model, which is known as recurrent neural network. Because sequential data are different in nature, they can be of different size, like every single sentence is of different length, right? And they have connections. For example, in a language model, if I say something in a different, say some words in a different order, that may change the meaning of the sentence, right? Like if I put a pause somewhere, then the meaning of the sentence will change. Roko mat jane do. Roko mat jane do. So that is very important. Sequence is important here. For that, a different type of neural networks are used, which are known as recurrent neural network. But in recent years, like ChatGPT is what? It is a generative, it generates the text, it is a generative pre-trained model, pre-trained transformer. GPT means generative pre-trained transformer network. So this transformer network, when Vaswani brought about, and his colleagues brought this idea, before the research community, the paper became one of the most fundamental papers in this field. Attention is all you need. Right? It was presented in NIT, which is one of the very important conference. And then, what is the idea? Like how? So what we are doing, my dear friends, we are learning slowly how our brain reacts to inputs, how it learns, how it stores the memory, how it learns incrementally. So what they did was, they, from input, they created something which is known as a multi-head attention. What is multi-head attention? It is based on certain layers of self-attention. So what is self-attention? Basically, self-attention looks at the data and it looks at the similarity in the data by surfing through the data in a sample, by surfing through a sample and looks for the similarity and what is the context with respect to which
the data has to be treated, right? So that is what is known as attention. If the context is translation, what attention to be paid? If the context is, say, response to a question, what words are to be paid more attention? All these things are done through this attention. It's a wonderful mechanism that they have thought about. And so this is one of the fundamental research that is done by people, and now the ChatGPT is one of the live examples. By the grand success of this transformer network model, then another model for vision-based tasks was experimented, and vision transformer came into picture. So what they did, they actually divided the entire image into patches, and these patches were treated in exactly the same manner as the transformer network treated them. And then people found that if you have large amount of data, then vision transformers were able to do much better than convolutional neural network. Unfortunately, for small data size, it still struggles, and people are working with vision transformers with a small size of data. Well, I would like to also tell about our research group at IIIT and Jabalpur. We are working on several problems, starting with environmental safety, wildfire detection. Basically, we are working on vision-based problems. Smart agriculture, biometric-based security, medical image analysis, and a related similar problem, which is a sequential data, gene expression analysis. And we have a wonderful team of researchers with some students and my colleague Preeti Khanna and myself. So you must have seen that deep learning is making a lot of impact around the world, and it has penetrated practically every aspect of human life. So the questions are, is deep learning really achieving the level of precision that we expect in different application domains? Answer is right now no. We are progressing, but we really have no idea as to what models will perform well. As I told you, the deep learning, they automatically extract features. Is it sufficiently flexible? The answer is, again, we have some limitations. Can deep learning algorithms perform as intelligently as humans? Answer is again, no. Because if you see a child learns by looking at only 3 examples of green color, red color, he will be able to identify red color in a different shade also. Whereas deep learning algorithms require huge amount of data in general. Right now, many algorithms have been proposed with small data using the concept of transfer learning, but that too is, I would say that people are only experimenting, sometimes they get success, sometimes not. What is very important in medical image analysis, specifically, data imbalances there. Most of the time you will get normal data, very small amount of abnormal data, and if the abnormality is of different kind, that also, so multi-class, but each class of abnormality is having extremely low number of samples as compared to the normal data. So, unlike humans, deep learning algorithms need a large amount of data, as I show, but deep learning, the current deep learning is shallow. Algorithms are good at memorizing. They are not good at understanding the characteristics of the data. So that is the reason you will find that they are not able to generalize well. If I show them pictures of, say, Madhya Pradesh area of flowers, categories, and if we want to do the same, try to test the algorithm for, say, Uttarakhand area, then they may not be able to perform as well as they have performed here for Madhya Pradesh. So generalizability is still a problem. So federated learning, because right now, you must have heard a couple of days ago that ChatGPT is in loss, going in loss, because it's a huge computing infrastructure that is to be maintained, lot of energy itself is a problem. So federated learning is a concept that is coming with light computing devices. How can we train our algorithm? As I told you that humans learn incrementally. Unfortunately, current deep learning models are not learning incrementally. If you make the model learn and save its parameters, then if you train it on another problem, it will forget the previous task that it learned. Then you might have seen many examples of such unethical AI, morphing the images. Deepfake is one of the greatest examples of databases where fake database of humans is generated. Then explainability of AI model, how they are learning. Like humans are able to reason out that this is the reason I think that this is red color, not blue. In arguments, in logical arguments, humans can definitely prove that I believe that this is correct because it is true. It will tell step by step why this is correct. Unfortunately, the current AI models are not that explainable. So there are several domains in which you can think of working, and if you pick up one domain and start with, say, explainability or incremental learning, your future is going to be very bright, my dear students. And if there is a possibility of questions, I don't know, and you can ask questions, because asking the right questions, the nature will open the doors to her secret, as said by C.V. Raman. So please ask questions to yourself. If this, I know that I am not present physically, but my suggestion is keep asking questions. If you don't ask questions, you will not be able to learn. That's what I can say. With that, thank you once again, my dear students, all the participants whosoever is present here, and I wish you a very happy evening, learning new things. Thank you. That's all from my side, so can I?
Thank you so much,
Please,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your amazing insight on the
I
topic.
hope you can hear me, because I cannot hear you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, hello.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your amazing insight on this topic.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like to ask the audience if anyone has any questions on the topic, you can ask, ma'am.
It seems this online-offline hybrid mode is a little difficult, but if you have any questions, you can please write to me. Dr. Jena has my email ID. You are free to ask me, students. I'll be happy to answer. With that, once again, thank you, and may I leave now?
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's lovely having you here.
Now let's take a short interval before starting the next session. Everyone is kindly requested to stay to the cafeteria for refreshment. And we will be resuming with the session within 15 minutes.
କହିଲେ କହିଥାନ୍ତି ସବୁ ସେଟଅପ୍ କରିଦେଇଥାନ୍ତି ଚଳିବ ରାଇଟ୍ ଚଳିବ ରାଇଟ୍ ଏଇଟା ବି ଦରକାର କି ପଡ଼େ ନା କ'ଣ କରିବ କେଉଁଥିରେ OBSରେ ତ ଯା OBS କ'ଣ ତ OBS ଅନ୍ ନେଇ ଗଲେ ସେଟା ନେଇ ଯାଅ तो निकॉन यूटिलिटी ऐप डाउनलोड कर जल्दी ना लगे डायरेक्ट लगे अबे नहले कैमरा नब्बे केमती ता ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल इन ना कहि दउछि ना हे कटला एटा डिवाइस ओपन कर अरे ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल इन ହେଲା ନିକନ ୱେବକାମ୍ ୟୁଟିଲିଟି ଡାଉନଲୋଡ୍ କର ସେଥିରେ ତ ବହୁତ ଇଏ ହେଇଯିବ କରୁନୁ କର ତ ନିକନ ଏଟା କାଟି ଦେଉଛୁ ୱେବକାମ୍ ୟୁଟିଲିଟି ଏମିତି ହେଇଗଲେ ଫୋନ୍ଟା ରେଡ଼ି ଇଜ୍ ଦିସ୍